Greetings everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host, Captain Ryan. Today's YouTube video has me back in the oh-so-sexy and wonderful Scharnhorst. Now, I know I play the Scharnhorst a lot, but of course there's good reasons for that. Number one, it's a fantastic ship, and number two, it makes a lot of money, even without a premium account. Those of you who've watched me play World of Warships on my Twitch channel, those of you who've seen any videos that show my port, are probably wondering what the hell I mean. I have a premium account that's going to last several years. How the hell do I know that this ship is capable of making money even without a premium account? Well, the answer to that is actually kind of interesting. Here, about 2 weeks ago, I made an account on the EU server and started playing over there. And decided, in order to get a good account setting so that I could send gifts with the appropriate payments, since I don't want to go buy a prepaid card, I would buy the Scharnhorst since it is one of my favorite vessels. And I've played the Scharnhorst on the EU server with a standard account and no captain or flags or modules, and managed to make the ship work and earn 50,000 credits every single battle. So, when I say that it's a good ship, and you can play it even without all of these captain skills, even without a premium account, and make money and do well with it, I'm being dead serious. Now, on to the battle. The battle is two neighbors, standard battle mode. So that means there's no caps for either team to go after. And in this kind of battle mode, you really have to focus up your firepower and start picking on one or two easy to kill things first and start whittling them down and making sure that the enemy team loses ships quicker than you lose ships, since every single ship you lose is going to result in the loss of points for your team, and the enemy team gaining points on top of that. From the looks of it, the vast majority of the enemy team is heading off into the islands there, normally around where C would be. Well, my team is, for the most part, heading up and around where the A cap point would be. This is something that you see constantly on this map in this match mode. Both teams effectively just clump up and circle each other. But like I said, it really does come down to who can get the first killing blows in. Because the team that starts losing ships first, usually in this kind of battle mode, doesn't go on to win. But that's not always the case, and certainly can change. So far, I've been not having too much luck hitting targets out here at range. I'm a little reluctant to push up at the moment, mostly due to the positioning of my friendly ships, but also due to the positioning of the enemy ships and the effective cluster that is up there. I know that if I try to start pushing up and get into the secondary battery range, torpedo range, and all of that preferred goodness, they're just going to focus me down well before I even get close enough to do anything. But looking at the situation, there's not too many ships back over here at base. So, while the majority of my team still continues to flank around towards their base, I'm going to turn back around here and head back over to the opposite side of our base and help the Fuso and help the cruiser that are over here hold off as long as possible. It's important in standard battle mode to have at least one battleship, a cruiser, and preferably a destroyer go the opposite direction the rest of the team is going. You don't have to stop the enemy team outright. You just need to delay them long enough for your team to make it around to the cap. Depending on how many ships the enemy sends over and how good they are, you might actually be able to turn the tables and then flank around in a surprise attack on the enemy base. But that also requires communication and coordination as well as awareness to see how your team is doing on the opposite side. If your team with the bulk of the ships is stalled, stagnated, or otherwise starting to fall back, this should be a good indication that perhaps you should go ahead and push up and apply pressure to the base. Still trying to get shots out here, but it is a very target-rich environment, and I've decided that I think I'm going to shoot at this Omaha. He's going to have to turn broadside on or risk beaching, so I fire shots out there, get torpedoes away at the New York there, managed to double citadel the Omaha, and surprisingly enough, already more than 5 minutes into this game, actually almost 7 minutes into this game, and somebody secures a first blood, and it's me killing that Omaha. And this is the first major damage that I've taken. Enemy cruiser pops up around the side of this island, so I'm going to start getting shots out at it, and hopefully I can citadel him, but those shots are all over penetration, so they don't do a very good job. Friendly cruiser up there taking a lot of damage, and he's got a lot of different things shooting at him, so he's probably not going to last very long given his present situation. And in fact, he does go down. At the same time, my team loses yet another 2 ships in rapid succession, but you'll notice that we are putting pressure on their base, and that's going to be somewhat important. A lot of the enemy cruisers are currently back over here, and the Scharnhorst, if anything, is definitely a cruiser killer, so long as I can engage these enemies at least 1 or 2 at a time, and not have to deal with all 3, 4, or 5 of them at once. But that's not really going to be the case, as I've got a battleship behind an island. I have cruisers and battleships over there. Yeah. I'm going to take a lot of damage. Now, I fire off my torpedoes at long range because I see that battleship back over behind that island, and I'm kind of hoping that he'll come around it, skim the island, and sail into the range of my torpedoes. Of course, because I wasted those torpedoes, now I'm out of position to launch them at that New York as he comes around the side of that island. Unfortunately, while I contemplate turning around going the other direction, I decide I'm taking way too much damage from those ships, and I need to angle away from them. Flag the battleship here for my secondary, so as I come around the island, they're going to open up and start wrecking him. He is actually turning around, which means his guns are all out of position as well. And while he tries to get his guns on target, me, he's going to give me a nice broadside to shoot at, as well as the fact that at these kinds of ranges, I can penetrate the stern of his ship fairly well. And my secondary gunners are blazing away. Now the question is, who's going to get the kill on him? Can I do it? Come on, yes. There is my second kill in the game, and my team is now up in the lead with more ships. Plus, I'm now at a wonderful angle that allows me to, for the most part, deflect most of the armor piercing coming in from this annoying British cruiser. My team is no longer capping the enemy base, but we are putting more pressure up on them as we have another ship pushing up there. The enemy team only has 1 destroyer, and I haven't seen him yet since the initial engagement. And I think right now he's actually hovering up and around his friendly base, doing what he should do, which is provides spotting and sinking my teammates that are pushing into his capture zone. So we lose another ship up at their base, but that's alright because we are still up on points, and we are still in the lead as far as ships. Now I've turned myself back around again as I get shots out and manage to citadel that cruiser, that little annoying cruiser. Can I get more shots off? He's slowing down, he's popping a smoke screen, shots just about. Fire him out there, but he's in a smoke screen, so there's nothing for me to aim at, and those shots are all going to miss completely. The enemy carrier is sending planes out, and he's aggressively attacking the friendly New Mexico there, and I'm actually a little surprised by his decision to do that when you consider that there's me in a battleship that's about half health. Still, not going to complain that the carrier isn't attacking me, because that would just be an annoyance, and I don't really need to be maneuvering and being out of position when I've got a cruiser and a battleship both in position to shoot whatever broadsides I present. As I get more shots out there at the Cleveland, I get my Confederate Award to go with my first blood, and looking at the score, I've already done more than 100,000 damage. Now I am sailing towards these ships, and I get torpedoes off around the headland of this island because that battleship, if he continues his present course, will sail into the range of those torpedoes. And yes, he's continuing his course and speed. So now I'm kind of risking a little bit of a gutsy maneuver here, turning broadside to try and angle away from this guy, because I don't want to go in bow first, if at all possible. But it doesn't matter, as my torpedoes hit home and I secure a kill on him. So that is now my third kill in this battle. Enemy Cleveland up there still trying to put fire onto me and probably try to set me on fire. Get shots off. He is burning, and I'm pretty sure he'd burn to death, but it doesn't matter. My shots find him in the right spots, and I secure my fourth kill. He also, fortunately for me, does not set me on fire. Getting shots off, there are only 4 enemy ships left, and this Graf Spee up here is in a world of hurt, as I get shots out there and drop his health very low, nearly securing my Kraken. But now I've got a major problem. The enemy aircraft carriers' planes have rearmed, and they are inbound yet again. Now, this is where the carrier made a fatal mistake. You see, he's going after that New Mexico. The New Mexico has more health than I do. And if that carrier had really wanted to secure a kill, especially on a player that has been so far proving to be a dominating force on the battlefield with 4 kills, he should have sent his planes towards me and forced me to maneuver. As a result of his decision to go after the New Mexico, that leaves me enough time to repair using my last repair, and now I can push up with my speed around this island. The aircraft carrier, he basically followed his fleet up and through the island, stayed hidden for the most part, and now he's all the way back down here by the base, and he's by himself, and there's nothing he can do about it. There's only 2 ships left, and as I hit that carrier, I secure my high caliber award. But I'm also chasing a Kraken. I want the kill on this carrier because I want that Kraken unleashed. I mean, who wouldn't want that Kraken? Simultaneously, I also don't want to take too much more damage because I'd also like to get a Dreadnought out of this battle and earn all of the awards. Now, I really don't know how he's going to continue. He's getting aircraft up. I know he's going to prioritize me now because I am definitely closer. Friendly carrier getting planes over there. I turn hard as he drops torpedoes, but one of them doesn't show up quite in time, so I'm going to take it. Get hit, but that's alright. I managed to kill him, and it's a victory for my team. 161,000 damage done, 689,000 credits earned. Confederate, First Blood, Dreadnought, Kraken Unleashed, Devastating Strike, and High Caliber. All of these wonderful, wonderful awards. And I got the awards that I was hoping to get, which was the Kraken and the Dreadnought there at the very end. Too little, too late for that aircraft carrier. Top of the team for XP earned there with over 2,000 base XP. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you like the video, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can do so by liking and following me on Facebook. If you'd like to help support me and my channel, you can become my supporter on Patreon. Becoming a supporter on Patreon will grant you early access to some of my better World of Warships battles and replays. Some of them will end up on YouTube, and some of them don't quite make the cut but are still incredibly good. Any support level will grant you access to those replays. If you've got a replay like this one that you'd like to see on my YouTube channel, you can send it to my email. And if you'd like to watch me play World of Warships, among other games, live, you can follow me on Twitch. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.